All right, recording in progress. Season's greetings, everybody. Who we got here today? Let's look at the, well, we got a busy room today. All right. Hey, Graham, good morning. Right, okay, well, welcome everybody. So that period after Christmas and just before New Year's, hopefully everybody's doing well. So Scott is getting some well-deserved rest, so he's not with us on the call today. So we're going to hand over to Maurizio, who's going to give us an update. And then if you want to fire questions in the chat, or you want us to have a look at some charts, no problem at all. Let's first of all just roll with Maurizio's update, and then we'll take some kind of open Q&A afterwards. How does that sound?
Fantastic. So first of all, guys, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Good to be back. This week is going to be a little bit weird because of New Year's and stuff like that. But yeah. Yeah. Ian, do you have anything to say about Bitcoin or anything at all before I start?
No, you take it, mate.
Fair enough. All right. All right. I don't know if you guys have seen my video over the weekend. If you have, it's going to be very close to it, but I do have sort of for the last couple of days, I've been creating a little bit of a plan that how I'm going to be traded in January. So that's kind of the stuff that I want to go over today. And then as we go, we can just, if you guys have any questions about anything, just shoot, and then we'll take it from there. So first things first. So Bitcoin, right? Let me just share my screen. Wait me 1 second. Where is my thing here? Okay, yeah. All right. Do you guys see my screen now?
We can.
Beautiful. All right. So let's start with, let me just put the chat here. Otherwise, I will not see the questions. All right. So let's start with just the macro stuff, just Bitcoin markets and everything that I'm seeing at the moment. So first of all, let's have a look at Bitcoin. And yeah, funny enough, look at these lines that we drew a while back, right? How interesting these lines work, right? And what I want you to think about is big traders or people that actually add liquidity into the market looks for these levels to actually enter, right? They look for points that the risk reward ratio is pretty low. So if you think it from the perspective that you want to buy here, you invalidate your trade or you invalidate your position if this keeps going down. Therefore, you can either get out with a small risk and then with a small loss technically and wait for the next one, next level here, right? So that's quite interesting, the way that these levels, we drew this a while back and it's just funny how they well respected. Same thing of us as our weekly support lines, which are my purple lines. Very, very important levels, guys. So obviously if you're patient enough and then you play those levels, I think that, trading could be as easy as that. Just wait for levels, buy, and if that level doesn't hold, then you get out, and then, that's it. So it could be simpler, but obviously emotion gets in the way. So where we at, Bitcoin, obviously yesterday didn't do much, and have in mind that obviously we have a lot of low liquidity. You can actually see, so it's very simple to move the market either direction, right? Especially coins that have low liquidity and some funds, so people want to pump it and then get some profits out of it. Is quite easy to do in these times. So I'm not looking for any breakouts. I could be completely wrong, and that could continue on. Let's say that Bitcoin or another coin, I'm going to show you a couple of coins that I have my eyes on. So breakouts, I wouldn't play breakouts yet until probably the middle of Jan. So middle of January, we're gonna have a bunch of different catalysts that might appear very important to the market. So first of all, you know, Trump position, I think, is gonna be on the 17th of Jan, something like that. So that looks pretty promising. And the fact that we had a flush prior then, it looks very positive to start getting position prior to that, right? So the way I see it is obviously Trump is going to start talking about Bitcoin on the 29th. Thanks, Todd. Appreciate it. So Trump, as soon as he gets position, he might just start talking about Bitcoin or the Bitcoin reserve or all the plans about taxes, about crypto and all that sort of stuff. So that might provide a little bit more liquidity, and we might start seeing a lot of stuff. On top of that, another driver for Bitcoin is obviously ETFs that I don't think a lot of funds are looking to actually get position prior New Year's. Why? Because, yeah, Todd just mentioned there was a 20th. Yeah, I was about the 17th or 18th, something like that. So yeah, 20 sounds about right, man. Thanks. Where was I? Oh yeah. So think about another catalyst of Bitcoin liquidity coming in will be ETFs. So funds, right, especially big funds, they will not. There is a highly unlikely possibility that they will start buying prior to the new year. Why? Because there is a lot of things accounting wise that happen at the end of the month. So at the end of the month, obviously you close your month. A lot of these traders or funds or whatever do their books. So whatever's on their books is actually whatever the commission they get paid and things like that. So thinking from that perspective. And now at the end of the year, in some countries, it is final. For instance, in the US, is the financial year, right? So it's a big event. Why? Because a lot of people use that to actually either sell or buy tax purposes, right? That doesn't happen in Australia. In Australia, we have the end of financial year in June. So obviously that makes a huge difference as well. So in countries that the financial year happens at the 31st of December, then we're going to see a little bit of either closing positions, sell-off, rebalancing, a lot of things like that. So obviously I do not expect anything. So we might see volatility, right? So I don't expect to play any breakouts. I might start getting some positions, some low market cap things, which I'm going to show you, which are things that I might like. I don't care if we have a drawdown, but overall, right, what I'm saying is that obviously Bitcoin is very strong at these levels, right? So the only thing that I will sort of be paying close attention to is if we break this level, the 92, as you can see, we have the breakout that happened around that was on November 20th, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 attempts to break it. If we break it, then the next one will take us probably down to 84 area. Will that happen? We'll see, right? I can't like there's not much liquidity in the market at the moment to hold it. So when it's not much liquidity, it's easier for the market to go down to go up. Why? Because you might have two different things. One, people closing positions. So if they close positions prior New Year's, or people actually getting out of the market, realizing some gains, that's why you get a sell-off, and it's harder to actually get the market upwards, as if that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, so that's kind of my take overall in terms of Bitcoin and why I'm not doing any leverage positions. I might not be doing any leverage positions probably until the middle of January, when it starts seeing a little bit more momentum coming into the market, when I'm seeing, so obviously hold off, right? I'm still very bullish in Q1, right? In January, the first 3 months, I think is going to be very positive. There's a lot of catalysts coming through, so you have, and I'm just saying from the top of my head, and I'll do a small sort of video in the next couple of days outlining each one of them. So you have Trump positioning, you have also MicroStrategy. So MicroStrategy is a big buyer of Bitcoin, as you know. Like they buy, they have, but they're now in a position that they sort of closed off until February, right? And MicroStrategy now is being listed on NASDAQ. So that will actually create more momentum on Bitcoin. So that's another bullish catalyst that is going to happen, but that's not going to happen until the middle of Feb or the beginning of Feb, give or take. Also, there is no more FOMC surprises meetings until March, I believe, right? There's not going to be one on Feb, even though that was kind of the catalyst that happened on the flush in the last in December. So if you add those catalysts, I'm still very bullish unless we have surprises, right? But still holding pretty much all my portfolio and actually looking into add more into the spot positions. So that's kind of my game plan, right? So that's kind of what is going to be my game plan in January, especially towards the middle of Jan. Obviously, if we start seeing that the market moves prior, I might start looking into it. But at least if you have a plan, then you can just put it off or advance it a little bit. Depends on how the market moves and if the market gets some momentum. So that's kind of where I'm in terms of everything, right? So still looks very good. Obviously, let's have a look. So Bitcoin looks solid within that range, even though we have a drop. Still bullish, man. Like anything above, even if we drop all the way down to 380 or all-time highs, which is 73, we're still bullish, right? If we come back to the monthly chart, let me just open the monthly chart, right? So yeah, have a look at this monthly chart, right? So how bullish this is, obviously we're going to have a lot of fluctuation in price, but I do see that at least we might retest this level again towards the end of Q1. I don't know, could be earlier, who knows? If those catalysts play accordingly and people are willing to buy on those catalysts, then definitely we will have this influx of liquidity, right? Bringing the price up, bringing total 3 up, bringing everything up, right? So that's kind of my take on Bitcoin overall, okay? If we have a look of Ethereum, let's have a look at Ethereum because I wanna highlight a few things here. Where is it daily? All right, just go back to. Because I have some people actually asking in the group, like, why, if it's low liquidity, why we have a big dump? And I think I did answer that question. It's easier to close positions, and then due to the fact that it's no liquidity, no one buying, then obviously you see a cascade of things happening, especially if you imagine that you are a trader and you do have a big position and you're making profit and you put your stop loss around here, which makes sense. And then why? Because you're ready to some profit, and anything that market goes up, you're making money, right? So basically, if people's are close position, you hit stop losses. So that's why you have this cascade. And the fact that no one is actually looking to buy, then that's basically what happens in flushes, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's my take on this one. Let's have a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum is holding pretty good. Like, I really like Ethereum a lot. And if I look for catalysts again, right, and what could happen in January or after Trump positioning, Trump is actually building projects on Ethereum. So this could actually have a lot of interesting upside, right? So I'm still undecisive, but I'm still think that Ethereum might outperform Solana this Q1. So I don't have evidence or anything like that. The only evidence that I'm seeing is that for the past, if you look at the charts of Solana against ETH, then we can actually see that now Solana is losing momentum, right? So Solana peak here around 19th of November, and now we have Ethereum taking over. And if this continues down, definitely Ethereum will take over. Okay, so with that being said, I'm sort of tracking this closely. Why? Because if we able to pinpoint that Ethereum is going to be the strongest horse, then all Ethereum betas could be really good play. Okay, so I think that could be a really good option. Okay, so yeah, this is something that I'm looking for. In terms of Solana, nothing has happened, to be honest. Like, it's been quite on this little triangle here. You could argue that if it breaks above, maybe start gaining momentum, but I'm not sold on that one. So Perry, okay, so Solana is being driven by memes. Think about it from that perspective, right? So all the drive of Solana liquidity is being about memes and all the memes ecosystem. Now is other players in the game. Now there's other chains. Now there are other stuff, and there's a lot of shit in Solana that hasn't been able to actually drive. You know, that's kind of my thinking around Solana, but Solana is still good. I think Solana will be higher at some point, but which one is going to be the strongest? That's what we're trying to pinpoint, right? So, but as you can see, Solana is losing a lot of momentum here. So when we have a look at Solana, Ethereum against Bitcoin, yeah, okay, you can actually see that now Ethereum is actually start gaining momentum. So that's why I believe that is a highly likelihood that Ethereum will gain traction in this Q1, right? And that will be the strongest one of Ethereum and of Bitcoin and Solana. You know, there's a high possibility that it could happen. And obviously, you do have the Trump catalyst that, you know, is building things on top of Ethereum. So think about it from that perspective, right? So that could be a really good thing. So Pepe, yeah, is a Ethereum. Pepe is basically the meme it's a Ethereum meme, so that could work. But there's better options, I think, in terms of Ethereum betas. I'm gonna go through them a little bit over. Next one. So besides that, guys, you know, very apprehensive right now. Not looking to get in huge positions on. I might start buying little bits here and there, but then total 3 is actually holding on this line. We draw this line on Saturday, by the way. So it's holding this one on this soft line. We still have possibilities to come down to these levels, to 756 level. So I'm still not convinced of a pullback completely. And we do have a huge, you know, if we talk about the leverage wipe that we had on the 20th of December, usually this takes time to recover, right? It takes time for people actually to rebuy, volatility to come down and start to getting the momentum back up, right? But it looks pretty bullish still. It hasn't been able to actually drop. So I think these catalysts are actually quite good. So I'm still holding pretty much all the positions that I have and looking to add more into a few ones. So in terms of actually what I'm looking for this month, okay, so just want to show you, like, obviously I haven't been positioned on any AI agent platforms, so let's go through the ones that I'm looking for to start buying. And I think you guys already know those because I have the list here. Okay, so first of all, virtual. Okay, man, what a run on this thing. We did not get position on this one, unfortunately. I was waiting for a pullback that never came back. And the only thing that kept me away to buying virtual, if I show you, is, give me 1 second. Where is my other? Oh yeah. I have this dashboard here, and this is kind of, and for those ones that don't know what virtual is, virtual, think about it from a perspective, it is a platform that people create AI agents, and then you can rent it and you can actually tokenize it and you can actually earn rewards by creating your AI agent within these platforms. So the fact that I was looking for is I was looking for a drop of volume. You know what I mean? Like it was dropping volume, pricing going up. So I don't want to add on a chain that is actually losing momentum on that. However, that could be seen as just stabilizing at that price. People are still willing to buy, or it could dump quite quickly. That's kind of what came me away. But it's not a bad, it's a pretty good protocol, to be honest. So I might start adding into this with the risk that this could actually come down quite quickly. But the fact that it's holding, the fact that AI agents keep being built, and you can actually, I'll do a full AI agent on Virtual next week if you really want to, because you can actually invest on those ones, okay? Can you increase your font size a notch? All right, do you mean the font size? I might need to change the resolution if you, can you guys all, can you, everybody be able to see here or not really? Do you want me to increase the resolution? Just the font, okay. So it looks like everybody is can't see it too well. Let me change the resolution. Give me 1 second. Let me stop sharing and change the resolution 1 second. Because the font is attached to, that will be the easiest thing to do. Give me 1 second. Okay. Let's see if that works better. Hopefully that works better. All right, so that's in terms of virtuals. Now, all these other agents that I had on list here, especially Guru and Agent, let's have a look. So obviously you can actually see that's why I didn't want to buy right here. It looked tempting, but now it looks very appealing. I like Guru. Guru has a very good infrastructure to actually buy agents. So this is the time to buy in a way, right? Like you want to buy with everybody's actually selling, and this looks like could be the time, right? But if we start doing a little bit of analysis on this one, you can actually see that we might start seeing this level to hit. So what you want to sort of time is when people are stop buying, or people are willing to, sorry, well, people stop selling or people are willing to buy, okay? And as you can see here, this is my small time frame here. This is my daily time frame. You can actually see that there is so much willingness to buy right now. What I will wait is a little bit either a bounce on here, or if it breaks this level, we can actually buy around here. But I'm willing to buy this one definitely. So I was just waiting for the best moment to buy, right? That's kind of the what I'm waiting for on the Guru. So Guru is an option. Agent is another option. So Agent is same deal. You know, had a massive run. Now it looks like it's holding here. You can actually see the only downside of buying around here is that you might encounter with a lot of liquidity, people that actually want to get out. So think about it from the perspective that you have two options. Either you start buying here, and people that actually bought here say, oh shit, I missed the boat, and he's gonna use the liquidity provided to actually get out, right? That's kind of where the market is. So if there is more people wanting to get out that to buying in, then you get another pullback and then another level tested, okay, until you actually get the full run out, okay. And I'm patient, right? Why? Because I don't see this coming in the next couple of weeks. Can this happen tomorrow? Yes, it can. But the fact that Bitcoin is not liquid, we have New Year's, we have another holiday day in. So we might get better price, but that doesn't mean it's really hard to time it. So what I might start doing as of now, as of tomorrow, is if you really want to buy this, now it looks like it's holding, then you take a little bit of a position here, and then if it start dropping, you add more. I don't buy full sizes here. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the easiest way to go, because it's really hard to time when this is going to bounce, right? So that's kind of why I'm not going to be taking any leverage position, because I don't see any momentum at the moment. Okay. Now Olas is the same thing, so I'm looking to Olas. So Olas is another infrastructure project for AI agents. Now it looks like it's holding. So that could be another good buy. And hard AI as well. So hard AI is actually holding pretty well at these levels, but as you can see, it's a lot of momentum that is, you can actually see in these sort of candles that people buy and then sell here on this. That's why you get the push down, but you still have momentum to the upward. Which one is going to win, the upward, the bulls or the bears? That's kind of the game, right? So and I'm looking at neural as well. So been trying to get into the neural AI for ages. It doesn't look that this is the bottom yet, but on my, like, this is a really good area to actually get position around either there or here. Okay, so within this range, I think that could be a really good positioning for this one. Okay, so I really like these ones. So these ones could be really good plays, especially what I think that will be the narrative is going to definitely hit on January. That yeah. As you can see how hot this thing is, right? Like, but then it's very in mind that these ones are still very small caps in a way, so it could be very choppy in a way, like go up and down quite a lot. So have that in mind. Now, the one that I want to highlight today is this one, Rye. Okay, so Rye, this thing was listed, like, because I've been doing a lot of research on AI protocols and AI infrastructure and all AI related. I think that's going to be a really good narrative to jump into it. And now it's giving us the entry points to enter. So this one was launched on the Ethereum, it's called Reploy, by the way. Was launched on the 23rd of December, right? And this thing is been just going up and up and up with no, like every small pullback was actually bought. Okay, so what is it? What is it? Let me just show you what is it, because I think I'm going to step behind this one. So Reploy is an ecosystem to build. It's an AI ecosystem. It has good backers, and it does that technology looks really good. The good thing that I do like is about the price model. You need to hold Rye in order to actually use it, which is good. Same thing as virtual, same model as virtual. Virtual, in order to actually create a virtual agent, you need to hold virtual. Otherwise, you will not be able to do it. That's why I do think that this follows the same model of virtual. So and that's something that I'm trying, that is a good learning curve. Like once, because I missed virtual completely, right? So if I go back and I say, why did I miss it? Why? And I'm start seeing the narrative and the price action and things. I kind of don't want to get into virtuals. I kind of want to get into the new stuff that follow the same pattern, right? So out of all the stuff that I've researched, I think Rye could be, but it's looking pretty good. That's why I want to share this one to you guys. And bear in mind that the only way to buy this is through where is it? Reploy is through Uniswap, and you need Ethereum. You need in order to buy this, right? Either you go through this matchup which I just like to go through Uniswap version 3, which is the best one. And you need to grab Ethereum in order to buy it. You cannot actually hold USDT or USDC yet. So that provides opportunity. That provides opportunity to actually get position into this one. Okay, so bear in mind, if you do have any questions about it, just let me know. But that could be one. Low market cap, very risky, but still a really good option. Would I buy? Like if I start buying, I would not buy a full position here, to be honest. I'll see how this holds in short time frame, but I really want to buy around here. That's why I have this average here, just about 5 or 4 maybe if I get it. If I get any flash, any big flash, this will be my first one that I'll be buying, in terms of small caps. So yeah, that's my plan, guys, for the next couple of okay, so in terms of what next, right? So besides AI, definitely RWAs. RWAs they're performing. If we have a look at our portfolio of RWAs, right? So we have Ondo that is looking fantastic. We have that is actually not dropping at all from our entries, so it's looking great. Sipu is looking just great. This is our entry, by the way. Checks looking great. Obviously, if you want to buy, like if what I will say is if you don't hold these ones, it's not a bad idea to actually start getting onto those ones, because these ones have the strongest RWAs. Now, I was looking this morning that it looks that there are some traction on token. So token, yeah, I talked about it yesterday on Saturday, right? So token is a DWI backed project, and what I've seen with token in the past is that when RWAs start getting stronger, this is an RWA project, by the way, but it's highly volatile. So I could definitely see that this is a small play, guys. It's a trading. It might not be like a longer term sort of portfolio. This is more like a small trade that you buy around here, and then you might get out around here, around 8 cents. So still, it might give you 40% off, give or take. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, around 30%, right? So I was looking at this one. Let's see how this one holds, but it's kind of holding. So I did this video on Saturday. Why? Because I see over the weekend sometimes this type of coins are really easy to manipulate in a way. They're very low liquid, RWAs. It fits different narratives. So we might see this one. Should I do this on leverage? I don't, because you can actually see how weakly this is. So I might do it, but this is the one that I was looking. Let's see if so yeah, RWAs, and then the next thing, obviously Hyperliquid, guys. Hyperliquid is still hot. I'd rather buy Hype at the moment than anything else. If you haven't bought Hype yet, right? So let's have a look at Hype. This is Hype now is getting listed on different exchanges. So as they go, this is kind of the lowest that things might ever be. Who knows? But there could be the best sort of beta on that. I think it might play it out. This is PURR on Hyperliquid, and this is the first coin, the first meme sort of coin that was launched a while back on the Hyperliquid chain. So this could actually be the best beta in terms of meme. Have in mind that memes are like pretty low at the moment. Like memes are, I will say not done, but it might take a little while for them to recover. It's not, the liquidity is not there yet, but what I can see in terms of the whole meme sector, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking for. And there is a bunch of things happening on Q1. We have, I don't know if you guys have heard about Vera Chain of Monad. Their L1 infrastructure, new ones that are coming in. So I'll be sharing some betas on that. And also, I'm looking into the MAME. So something to be aware of that I'll be doing a lot of research over in January will be like the combination between gaming and AI. So I think if we're able to actually get onto those narratives early, I think they will be a high potential for, at least for Q1, Q2 in a way. So with that being said, the only one that I'm looking for to actually that is heading that direction is Prime. Of course, see, Prime is now gaining momentum. So this is the one that might get into that combination of narrative, gaming, and AI. So I think this could be my another good option, and obviously a spec. So you guys have heard me. You guys have heard that I wanted to get into spec for a while. I did a leverage trade, but now I think it's a good spot buy, to be honest. And I think this one could do really well. There are some catalysts that are going to happen on Q1. What a catalyst means is, launches, or, the protocol itself launching something new, something that people are expecting, things like that. So spec is one of them. Rune is another one. So spec from the AI perspective. So that's something that I really like. And Sui as well is doing some launches on Sui. So on the back of Sui, we are in Sui already, right? Sui. All right, so we are on Sui. Sui actually is, where are we? Sui, that's, yeah, Sui, the spot. All right, so Sui is holding pretty well. So you can either go on Sui, or what I'm looking is the best beta on Sui, which is Deep, I think. All right, what I'm saying, I'm looking for beta. So why is Deep? Deep is basically a liquidity provider in the Sui network. Okay, so as long as Sui holds, and then we do, and this one, I've been tracking this one since probably last week of Christmas. After the flush, a lot of people willing to buy this thing, and now we are here on this level. So this could be a really good buy, guys. The dip as well. So I think that's it for me, guys. I think there is a lot of opportunities that are going to happen on especially in the first couple of weeks on January. So you might need to think about either you're gonna do Ina. Of course, Ina. Ina is gonna do really well. Ina, I keep holding Ina. I'm not actually selling any. Ina works really well when bull markets goes up. So be aware that if we're able to sort of start timing, not timing the top, but timing when the flush might going to happen, I think we can start calling on positions on Ina, and all the big winners that we have, and then yeah, that will be pretty positive. So I'm still very bullish on Q1. Not sure about Q2 yet. Let's see what happens on Q1 first before we actually know for how long this bull run might continue. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm looking for in a nutshell. Okay, beautiful. Richard, no, I don't. I don't have any Discord or Twitter. I'm very busy with the 100x Club here doing the research for you guys here. So it's been Tim, mate. I know, lucky. Let's go through lucky. And yeah, lucky, not so lucky. But here's my take on this one. I don't know if you guys saw the video on Saturday. It was a fucking horror, I must say. So we enter around here, right? I'm still holding it. Okay. Believe it or not, I'm willing to buy more. However, I'm waiting to see where the drainage is going to stop, right? I know. And the reason why, let me explain why this happened. Okay. So this project Lucky is being sort of, it's a blockchain that I started in 2013 and it stopped, right? And what happened is a lot of holders, you still have a lot of people holding Lucky for a while. Okay. So what happened around here, it looks like one of a dormant wallet sold off, woke up and sold off, right? But in the positive note is now you can actually see if I let's have a look at Lucky, and then let's talk about it, because yeah, man, I saw it, yeah, Saturday, and say, holy shit, yeah. But it is what it is, crypto, right? That's why you don't go all in one coin, man. And oh man, but let me just show you something interesting, because I think, all right. So bear in mind, I had I saw something in the group this morning, someone buying Lucky. Guys, you cannot buy this on chain. So if you bought this on chain, you sort of been scammed. And I did a video explicitly how to buy this thing. So if you go to CoinGecko, right, the only place that you can buy Lucky coin, the real Lucky coin, is through the exchanges, as you can see here. It's through Mexi, through CoinEx, Arbit, all BitMax, Gate.io, which now has been on board, non-KYC, and Bit. So I saw someone in the group actually buying on chain, and it was Lucky Coin or something like that. Unfortunately, guys, being scammed. So these are the only places that you can actually buy it. There's no on chain yet. That's why this one could gain momentum really, really fast. Okay, it could be really. So what's the problem right now, and what's the risk? All those dormant wallets that they can wake up and do a sell-off. Okay, until this, the good thing is, when we start buying, it was only Mexi and non-KYC, but now we have CoinEx, Arbit, and Gate.io jumping into it, right? So there's more liquidity into it, right? So there's much more liquidity to actually go into it. So I do believe there is still a chance for this one to play out well. However, it might take a little bit of time. Okay, so Perry, on toilet chain, does Lucky has an actual value? No, it doesn't. That's the problem, and that's the reward as well. Unless you know how to actually calculate the actual value of a crypto token, please let me know, because no one knows. Okay, in a way, it's a very speculative asset, right? You know, you cannot actually tell me that Virtuals is a 2 billion coin because of the protocol. You know what I mean? So that's kind of, if you go by those metrics, it's not really there. So this is a really highly speculative trade in a way, but I do believe that it does have, it might have momentum, especially when meme coins come along, but that's the risk, right? All those dormant wallets actually selling off, okay? But bear in mind that if you buy these ones, right, you can only buy on these exchanges. You cannot buy these on chain. Please, guys, don't be scammed. And I noticed that in the group a while back. So the only one that people from the US will be able to buy will be non-KYC.io, because obviously in Gate you need KYC, on Mexi you need KYC, and then people from the US will not be able to. Not sure about CoinEx and Arbit, so for sure this is the only one I bought here, by the way, and I did explain what's the risk of buying from here, so have that in mind. Please go back and look for the video and watch it. But where we are in this, mining wise, there is a lot of people starting to mine this thing, and now the mining start going to give the rewards. So there is a highly probability that this one could go back up. How much? Who knows? That's what I'm waiting for, because I want to add, and I want to add another position same size of what I did here, right? Which is not much for my portfolio, but if I add, then my average will be around here. Think about it from that perspective. And then that's it. That's how much I've been willing to risk on this thing. Okay, so that's what I'm waiting for, waiting to see if this holds. When I can see a little bit of a hold position, I will add more here, and then my average value will be around here, and then I'll stop. I will not add more, because this is quite risky. You know, that's my hypothesis going through on this one. Okay, so I hope that answered the question. Okay.
Frizio, could you just take James's question?
Who?
it's all the coins are on the trade log. You remember when Scott grouped together, like 5 coins that he was really pumped with, which was Sui, Tau, Pendle, Popcat, and Ina, which are
Yep.
all on the trade log.
Yep. So you want me to show the trade log?
Yeah, so sorry. So James's specific question is, have you made any changes to our 5 coin hold of Sui, Tau, Pendle, Popcat, and Ina? So I think James has
No.
read something in one of the emails, because sometimes Scott gives
Got
these
it.
coins to the public.
Yep.
Whereas you've got access to all of the coins in here, and any of these 5 coins, you can see on the trade log whether they're opened or closed. And the idea of something like a 5 coin portfolio is so that you concentrate, your funds kind of tightly within them.
Yeah, no, so I have not. Obviously, they are here. You can actually go through them, and those are sort of the core portfolio. So in terms of, if you go here on this tab, obviously you guys see it differently because I have, right. So Ina still, Sui still, Ondo still, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm still holding those, and you can actually add more into those ones if you really want to. They're the strongest of the bunch, obviously, and then I'm just adding all the possibilities with here. So yeah, no, I haven't sort of changed those at all. So yeah, Popcat is being horrible, like all memes. Let's go through the memes. Memes. The meme sort of stuff. No, that's not the one. So in terms of the memes that we hold, so we have Pepe, which is still holding pretty okay-ish from our entry. Mog, still, we enter here, we had a second order here, and then, yeah, like as you can see, everything meme-wise has dropped a lot. So right now, what I've seen that is changing to AI and utility tokens. So that might be the one Sun, which is the strongest one of the Sun ecosystem, still doing horribly wrong. Foxy, FWOC. So FWOC is picking up quite a lot. And this is something for you to have a look in terms of meme. Memes is one of those things that actually go down a lot, but it recover quite fast. We all seen that, right? So obviously that's our, and let's have a look at Popcat. So Popcat. All right, so Popcat definitely. Popcat. Let me see a spot. Okay. So Popcat, where we at, definitely now dropped 61%. So I'm not surprised that Lucky sort of dropped that much. You know what I mean? Because all the sector has dropped a lot. Okay, so do I add more? Not yet. I think it's very contentious in the market at the moment, especially all the AI stuff. And I think that's what happened. People actually gaining some profit from here, transitioning into the AI sector. So that's where, you know what I mean? Depends on how much capital, how many coins you want to hold, and things like that. Obviously, from my perspective, the more diversification you might have, the best portfolio, but like, you won't see much drawdowns, right? Obviously, if everything drops in a Popcat and everything. So let's have a look at Ina, because Ina is something that I wouldn't mind to add more. So Ina is actually doing really, really good. And if we continue with the same trend and Bitcoin continues to go on, this one is going to do really well. Now it's looking into this sort of parabolic sort of launch. Once we go to all-time highs, which is the 1.5, this might just go parabolic. So I'm holding very, very, and this is sort of the same stuff that I want to do with Lucky, by the way, guys. So with Ina, we started buying here, we buy here, we buy here, because we sort of did a little bit more research in terms of what this protocol is all about and things like that. So I'm not scared to buy more, right? And that's kind of what is giving us the impulse right now. So that's the thing with Lucky. However, with Lucky, I have more different sort of apprehensions with it. So that's why I will not be able to buy. I'm only going to add one more position, and then that's it. And hope and that's where I'm at in terms of Lucky, because that was an unexpected sell-off, and that wasn't sort of into we sort of in INA, the bear market, like, because we started here, and then the way that the protocol works in INA is actually the best, because it balances. INA is the governance tokens for the USDE token, right? So what happens is INA is backed by Bitcoin, Ethereum, and funding rates, and it balances it out so actually can hold value of the USDE. So it's an algorithm that actually does that. So in a bull run, or when Bitcoin is actually doing well, INA more than likely will gain momentum, right? On the bear market, then in order to maintain the USDE parity, right, INA might not do so well. Okay, so that's kind of the insights of the protocol. Same thing with Rune, by the way, guys, and same things with different tokens. So that's why I'm willing to actually add a little bit more Lucky, but I'm just want to know until we get a little bit confirmation that Lucky has actually stopped selling off. Okay, beautiful. Any other questions? Or
I think we're looking pretty good, Maurizio. That's just coming up on the hour now. So I think
pin link, Kim, let's go through pin link, because that's on my list. Let's have a look at pin link. Where are you? Lookups. I had it here somewhere. Okay. Yep. Okay, pin link. Yes. Very not about it. Like, pin link is a protocol. It's actually pretty good protocol, right? I really like it. And now it's at a good level, buying level. Okay. So obviously it seems like this is the level that is holding. So same thing as AI stuff. I wouldn't, like, if you think about it, if you're going to buy $1,000 worth of pin link, I will buy 250 today, and then on continuation I will buy more, or on retracement I will buy more. You know what I mean? So, but pin link, it is on my list. I really like it, and this could be a really good buy. It seems like it's holding at this level. So the only downside is, we have the New Year's, right? Yeah, and we don't have liquidity. If I had this price action here, probably on the 3rd of Jan, or probably on the 6th of Jan, which is a Monday, I will say buy right away. So that's my only apprehension, but that doesn't mean that you should start. You can't actually start buying here. It looks pretty good from that level, right? It dropped really good. So let's see if this level holds. Okay, so that's kind of my take on Lake. Yeah, Todd. That's a good thing. So obviously it's a lot of thought around hype, and you're gonna have that around every single token. So have that in mind. As you can see, you can just, if the FUD doesn't match the price action, so more than likely. But hype, I think hype is the strongest thing right now, man. Like, to be honest, I bought more at this level. You know what I mean? This could be really, really, really good token. So and have that in mind that the Hyperliquid has not released to the public yet fully. So it's not in all the exchanges yet. There's no spot. Like, if you let me show you why I think Hyperliquid has a very good opportunity right now. Okay. So we have different things on hype. Okay. So first of all, now you can start seeing that on spot market, you only have it on KuCoin, and that's it. Well, major, right? So you BitGet, XT. So in terms of a spot market, you only be able to buy here. Okay. Perpetuals, now you start seeing the perpetuals, right? Now, when you see all the exchanges added into the spot market, sort of like Bybit or Binance added into the spot market, then you can definitely start seeing that this, when the token itself is going to gain momentum. So it's not fully deployed yet. And that's actually a design of the of Jeff. So why? Because it's actually doing all those jobs. Every time that it gets listed on more liquidity, it's going to add more liquidity, more liquidity, more liquidity. So that's kind of the future of Hype. So that's why I really like Hype on that regard. Okay, so yeah, I don't see any. And if it drops a little bit more, I'll buy more. And this is sort of like one of those. It could be a really good Solana ecosystem, a Solana contender, or even Ethereum contender. So I see that this one could actually. And on top of that, you get a cult. So imagine the funny thing about Hype is this has been the biggest airdrop in the history of crypto. Okay, a lot of whales are actually trading there. A lot of people, and they're not selling their Hype. They're not selling it. You know, so there's more to it. I cannot confirm, but it's a highly likelihood that it will be another airdrop. That's probably why. But that's a speculative, so don't take my word for it. But yeah, you know, I keep in the Hype train. All right, but bear in mind, buy spot, guys. Don't buy the perpetual unless you're willing to put stop loss and things like that. Otherwise, you might get wrecked. You know what I mean? In any flush or anything like that, you might get wrecked. So yeah. Unless we see some momentum in the next couple of weeks, then I'll get some. Okay. Christian, so best place to buy Hype is on Hyperliquid. Of course. Definitely. We did a video last week explaining step by step how to do it. So you can just check it out on the side. I don't know if Ian, you can drop a link here in the chat and use that, follow that and hold Hype. You know, it will be valuable in the future. So that's my take. All right. The only question, Mauricio, do you think there will be another airdrops before the new year or just after? Definitely after, I think so. But Andres, are you talking about Hype or are you talking about other type of airdrops? Until he writes in, and we have to make leverage trades on Hyperliquid to qualify for the airdrop. Have no idea, but I'm going to tell you what happened with the last airdrop. Okay, so the airdrop was priced on the volume that you traded with. What that means, let's say you have $10,000 and then you place a trade. Let's say on any perp, right? Let's say you have $10,000 and you place a trade on INA, just making it up, right? So on INA, you bought here and you get out here. So right there, you made a little bit of profit, but on top of that, you paid fees. And that's the volume that it gets quantified if it's a new airdrop coming through. Okay, so that was the first quantifier that Hyperliquid used to actually price airdrops. The second quantifier was referrals. So if you refer people, right? Because you can actually create a referral code. And if you refer people and they actually make volume and all that sort of stuff, then you get rewarded for it as well. So you also gain on that. So and how they do it, you can actually track your points here. So if you go points, they give you points. Okay, so the more you trade, the more points you earn. And at the end of the whatever period, they take a snapshot and they say, oh, you have this much points, and then divide whatever they're going to give people to. So that's how they price it last time. Okay, how are they going to reprice it next airdrop, if there is any? Then no idea. You know, so it's highly speculative. There's no, like, they can just say, but I think it will be. I think there will be that's why people understand their Hype, because the more Hype you hold, the more multiplier points you might end up with. That's what Jeff has built in this thing, the cult you know, the people that, you know, I'm not freaking selling my hype ever. You know what I mean? Like you have, like if you have 10,000, 50,000, $100,000 or $1 million, whatever. Imagine, why would you, right? Like, and so that's kind of the cult that this guy has able to build. So it's just great, man. Like, and there's a few more tokens coming like that next month. So I'm tracking on those as well. So yeah, that's interesting. Okay. All right, so Andres, yes, no idea. Yeah, sorry, Andres, I think I did answer your question. Marlon, looks like Mexi has some changes now. I have no idea, Marlon, about Mexi. So, okay, David, I had 5K on Hive on KuCoin and he's doing okay. Great, man. I mean,
Right.
yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it, unless there's more. I think we're up. We're up, right?
Yeah.
I can talk forever, man.
We're good, man. We're good. And yeah, that was a good thing with the just talking through that hype airdrop there, because that's the hype airdrop is the model that Scott is using to airdrop Trend. So Trend is going to be the token of FinRev. So any FinRev members are going to get rewarded with the Trend token. They're going to get an airdrop. So we should be on Hyperliquid with FinRev January, February, March. Try and nail me to the cross with a 3-month buffer window. Hopefully more January than March, you know, but January, February, this is complex operations. And then the token will follow. That could be April, May, June, could be June, July, August. Okay, these are complex operations. So, Perry, you keep banging on about security and Hyperliquid exchange, right? Man, there are North Korean hackers. There are hackers all over the world that are trying to get into everything every day, right? Just deal with it. That's it. No more fuck.
And
how
Perry,
on earth do we possibly know?
Perry, can I
so hang on just before we get into that. Yeah, I mean, it's like that's got me, that has, because this FUD drives me insane because people drive it like this. So the most exciting thing to focus on is not this FUD nonsense, but it's on that link that I posted just a moment ago for the 10 million hype trade, where if you don't already know about it, you can find out about what Trend is. And as a FinRev member, you know, you are going to get this coin. And the thing to really think about here is that the reason that the Hyperliquid airdrop happened the way that it did is because they didn't go and get funding. They didn't take VC money. They didn't take all this money from people. So what they did is they gave goddamn near everything, all of the profits to the customer that had used Hyperliquid. Like, I don't trade anywhere near the volume that Scott traded on Hyperliquid. And I looked at what I got for the airdrop and I was like, wow, this must be a mistake. This is insane. This is such a huge reward. And it's because of the mechanism of that. And that's what Scott is doing with the Trend coin. He could go and get funding now, because don't forget, FinRev is the world's first hedge fund grade system on the blockchain, the world's first. There is no other. Scott has pioneered this. And the Trend token, well, total game changer. So I would watch that. I would watch that video and I would get very excited if you are a FinRev member. And there's no messing around here. It's like, if you've bought FinRev, then you're going to get the airdrop. Scott has always looked after the very first people that came on board with us for FinRev, like all the way right back in the day when we were talking about FinRev beta. Now, these people have just got bonus after bonus after bonus, but everybody's going to get the airdrop. And this is something really, really very exciting. That
right. I just want to highlight something on Perry comment. So if he's concerned about Hyperliquid security, I think you'd be concerned about security in every single crypto token, mate. To be honest, in every single chain, they all have the same sort of risk, vulnerabilities in terms of hacks and stuff like that. How they protect themselves is something like that. That's why I sort of recommend always splitting your funds across. So the only way that you can actually protect your hype is to probably, now KuCoin does have spot, move a little bit over there, move a little bit there, but that doesn't protect the price drop if the chain gets hacked. You know what I mean? Like, think about it from that perspective, okay? Also, if you think it from the perspective of security, right? Like, are you scared of people stealing your hype, or are you still, or you're concerned of hype going to zero because of hackers? So that if you are, doesn't really matter where you hold your tokens, unless you sell it now and you de-risk half of it, right? Which is basically something that you could do. Nothing's stopping you to actually hold the hype. You can actually sell half, enjoy the rewards, and just, you know what I mean? Whatever happens with that happens. I'm not saying that, I'm not doing it. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, so obviously have that in mind. Every time that you have a concern in security, see how you can either split your funds, minimize the risk. And this is not only for hype, this is across pretty much exchanges, wallets, DeFi, everything, okay?
Nice. So the other thing that I just held back just to, keep things exciting is the fact that Trend will pay you in USDC. So normally what happens with somebody does an airdrop and they give you, hey, Maurizio, here's a bag of my shit coin called Shitty Shitter, right? And then the longer you hold it, you're going to get more Shitty Shitter. And if the price goes up, then great, you've got more of these coins. Well, what Trend is going to do, Trend is going to pay you in USDC. So it's not going to be a case of you get more Trend from holding Trend because you're a Trend holder. It'll be, if you are a Trend holder, there's a 2 and 20% split that's going to happen, with 2% going back to the team to keep things working. And then 20% is going to be split between all of the Trend holders. So that means holding Trend is going to bring you in a USDC income. So why is Scott doing all of this? Because you don't want people to sell the coin. That's how coins go up obscenely in price, that people really don't want to sell them. And those that are on the sideline really want to buy them. So the normal airdrop model is airdrop, spike, sell, and that's it. Well, the idea with Trend is that it's released and it does the same as Hyperliquid, because it's such an attractive proposition to have. So just as a reminder, then watch that video for existing FinRev members. You're already there, you've already got it. There's nothing you need to do. And people that want to sign up for FinRev, you'll get it as well. And all the details that we have are in that video with Scott at the moment. Yeah, Trend's going to be a normal token, Greg, like any other token that you would imagine. It's going to live on the Hyperliquid blockchain. And don't worry about if you're on BitGet now or something like, and this is all written up in the that post there. Lost my mind now. And it is super exciting. And this is what you want to focus on. Not North Koreans giving you shakes at night. Forget all that. There's nothing you can do about it. If you wake up tomorrow morning and Hyperliquid's gone, well, there you go. You were right. And billions of dollars has been lost, But what could we do between now and then? What can you actually do? Nothing. Zero. Zip. Your thoughts are inconsequential, other than when you take an action based on that emotion in the market. The North Koreans are coming, I'm going to do something. Really? Based on what? Don't FUD. Don't be emotional. This game's actually quite boring when you get into it. When you realize that it's quite boring, you don't get excited, that's when you know you're getting good at it.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Right.
All right, guys. So great call.
Awesome.
So have an awesome Happy New Year. Wish you all the best, and definitely we'll catch up. So I'll be here obviously on Monday, tomorrow, but I think the first I might jump in for a little while, but not be actively here, but then fully on from the second. Okay, so
Nice.
have fun, guys. Don't drink too much, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Ta-da.